Welcome everybody to the Kayfabe Chill podcast, the podcast that will continue till the bitter end, which, considering news from this past weekend, could be coming up very soon. And on that very depressing note, I want to introduce
Why would you say that?
my sexy co-hosts. Of course, on one end, Mr. San Antonio Romeo, the sexiest man alive, Mr. Ray Carter. How are you doing, my man?
Pretty good, pretty tired. Been a long week, but blessed, thankful to be here, man. Yeah, we got a lot we're gonna talk about today. A lot.
And of course, on the other end, the reigning,
Let me leave this real
defending,
quick.
inaugural, universal, Kayfabe Chill champion, Mr. C, the Cougar connoisseur champion. Oh my goodness. Sir, how are you doing? You're looking great today. I love the slick back hair. I love the put together beard. It's all coming together in a nice little package today. How are you doing?
Doing great.
You're looking great. You're looking great.
I appreciate that, wise man. I've been trying my best to eat right, feel great, try to sleep the best I can. Being the champ, being up all these hours, doing all this press.
I got some for you if you're trying to eat right. Sorry, continue.
Hey, yo, hold on. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? I know you glazing like crazy.
Just keep telling us about your day. Just keep telling us about your day.
Let's go. Whoa.
The disrespect coming from the raver side of things, it's just getting out of hand. Man. I need like somebody to come in here and kind of escort him out of the building, out of this podcast, because he doesn't belong in my presence. He keeps talking over me. He keeps interrupting my intros. I think he's just a fan of me. He's out of here.
There you go. We got him.
What the heck? Wow.
Wise man doing things he needs to be done, and he does it correctly. Thank you, wise man.
No, I appreciate you. I just stopped your video. You can come back if you want, but I just had to for Mr. CC's sake.
It says it's disabled by the host. Crazy.
As it should be.
Put me back on screen. Start my video. That's it. Don't worry. My help is on the way.
Saying that. Which, by the way,
he's in there for 2 weeks. I ain't worried about it.
I hate to. Yeah, I feel like you're bluffing at this point. Whatever. But I will say, we did have a very great announcement. By the way, this is going to be the very first episode on the official Kayfabe Chill channel. Oh, indeed. Big dog's got to hunt. And look, man, very happy to officially have. It's been a long time coming, and it's about time that we have our very own channel. And I will say this on our announcement video. Some very weird interruptions that kept happening. We're trying our best to look into it, but as for right now, we don't really have much answers for you. But
my bad. I paid my cousin, to kind of my bad. That's on me.
I don't know. Some weird figures and shadows are popping up. But like I said, it's on the champ's time. It's on the champ's dime. So
Ooh, I like that.
What do you pay? Monopoly money?
I pay real money. I'm not you. I'm not a little kid. I'm playing these little kid games. All right. I'm a big boy sitting in a big world with big adults carrying real gold, unlike your fake gold that you wear around your waist.
But like I said, great news. We're here on this channel, and we're going to be uploading more than just like these weekly podcasts that, we do every Friday. We're going to be doing as I mentioned, commentary tracks where you're going to be watching matches along with us. And also, who knows, maybe some vlogging, maybe just miscellaneous
maybe
videos.
Some rates. Maybe we might rate,
we can even do a wrestling Jeopardy to see who has the more knowledge of wrestling these days.
So as I think I've said a couple of times on the podcast, of course, the next title defense
gonna put the belt down just right.
Will be on SummerSlam. However, after that, we will have more opportunities for title defenses and to put the title on the belt. So it's gonna be. It's not Triple H booking around here. We just wanted to give Ephraim a good it was Mr. CC who decided it. So
oh my gosh.
Well, I'll let it slide this one time, wise man. But
I'm sorry.
It's okay. But I just want to say this: more defenses means more people I'm going to smash and destroy in my defenses. So bring whoever you want. Give me more schedules, more dates. I'm going to be there, and I'm going to defend my title, no matter who it is, what it is, and what time it is. Just let y'all know that.
That was boring.
Champ,
That made me sleep.
it would be a privilege to be smashed by you.
Thank you, Wise Man. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. But the only thing boring is Ray's whole career of doing this, and I'm 10 times better than
Look,
him. It's like mission. It's like a missionary every night. It's the same thing with Ray.
bro had to pull Roman crazy because I said that line first in this right here.
But I made it better. So
I
we'll
made it
sit
better.
back and let's start this episode. Let's go.
Let's
All
start
right,
this episode. Hey,
start it
speaking of
up.
Ray as the heel, let's talk about Cena's heel turn so far. A little check in because obviously I think this past week has been the best moments, some of the best moments of Cena's heel turn. I think the last couple of weeks. Of course, this past weekend on SmackDown we had the the kind of the sequel to the original pipe bomb from CM Punk
Yep.
in 2011, which I just thought so many details of it were cool. Having the same exact match of John Cena and R-Truth main eventing the show, and I think it was like around the same time of around that year, 2011, 14-year difference, and then also you have someone going through a table and then a lot of stuff that we'll get into as we kind of dive into the segment as we peel it layer by layer. But yeah, just starting off, this being, I think, one of the best moments of Cena's heel turn, and also us being halfway through his farewell tour. I do want to just check in with you guys. Of course, feel free to start off with the pipe bomb, the pipe bomb part two, I guess we'll call it. And then also, how have you guys felt about Cena's heel turn so far, or his heel run?
Ooh, okay. Well, I think the pipe bomb was something like right now that his heel turn really needed. I think ever since he turned heel, those promos where you could tell he was the bad guy, and he was like, "Oh shoot!" Like he's getting mad at us. Like what we do? We want you to
What
win.
you say fuck me for?
We were his crazy ex girlfriend that never accepted him. We were never. We were always asking for more from Mr. Cena.
Exactly. And so like kind of months, go by and it's kind of feels like the same promo. Y'all did this to me, I'm gonna show you what a real champion is like and just the same speech kind of recycled. Now this pipe bomb, yes, there were still some of that factors, but like you mentioned Chesco kind of mirroring the original pipe bomb, name drops Matt Cardona, Nick Nemeth, I'm forgetting the other guy's name.
Claudio
Claudio.
Claudio Castagnoli. I always say it like that.
Castagnoli,
Exactly.
Castagnoli.
And
Yeah, so no.
Italiano.
Oh my God,
And
was that racist?
probably.
Edit point.
Screenshot. Screenshot.
Hey,
Oh,
Ray, you wanted a shot at the belt, right? I think the
look, it
title
just
just got
opened up.
vacated.
Who's this Mr. CC? I just blank for all the episodes to disappear.
But yeah, sorry,
No,
Ray, as you were saying.
no, and I just feel like right now it needs something kind of to refresh. Like, oh snap, like he just went there right now. And as in terms of the heel run, it's all right. It's not what I expected it to be. I felt like it would have been a little bit more, and maybe that's because, the whole big thing was with The Rock, right? Maybe, oh snap, what could they have gone with it? Had he improved that storyline just for him to be like, oh no, we're there because ticket sales were low. And we talked about that, but it's all right. He's trying the best at what he's got so far, but just it kind of sucks because either way, the fans are going to see him as a good guy. Face or heel, they're still going to cheer. And I think that's
It's like the Kobe Bryant farewell tour. People are just
basically,
cheering him all the way through. Yeah.
yeah, basically that. And it's just like, it's all right. And you could tell he wants to turn face. It's there. And we've seen it. We'll cover that in a little bit. But, right now, just enjoying the ride that Cena's giving us for the last time.
hmm hmm
Yeah, Mr. CC, Mr. Champ. Any
Um.
things to add on to that?
No, yeah, he makes a good point. Seeing Cena do his thing. That first part was a little bit rocky when he first turned. We expected Rock a little bit more of Travis Scott. Seeing him more in the ring, seeing what they were going to do with this new faction. I mean, you can watch all the episodes saying like, "Hey, we thought Rock and Cena and Cody were all going to team together," and da 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 da. You know what I mean? And we all had our say so what was gonna happen, and pretty much it's kind of been a unique start to his heel turn. That match at WrestleMania was god awful. I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but it was.
Oh,
There was
bad.
no, it was less fan interaction. It was just slow. It was no pace. And then having Cody lose that in the way he lost it too was kind of like, okay. Like we were all confused at the end of the night. So
Yeah, and
going
not just
in,
the way he lost it, but also the fact that you knew, you could see that he was kind of playing down, like he was
yeah,
playing down a level, so that way
he
Cena
could
didn't
keep up
look
with Cena.
so, yeah, or
Or
Cena
Cena
could
keep up with
catch
him.
up a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I was just like, okay, I see what's going on in this match. It was kind of like a hard watch. But I mean, after that, we had the match with Orton at Backlash, which it's everything fans wanted. I wish it was a little bit more story, but pretty much I think we get that at when we lead into King of the Ring, and I'll talk about that later. But that
Yep.
Orton match was solid. It was a great match between the two of them. But I think the thing with Punk, and I don't want to skip over Truth, but the Truth thing has been I guess, the catalyst to start it off for this whole new direction of it's going into, with more
Mhm.
story driven things of how Truth was, his childhood hero was John Cena. That's someone he always looked up to. The Five Moves of Doom was transferred to Cena. And then having Truth get fired, come back, that's something that I'm pretty sure wasn't in the story, but it came out to be something good for the story to progress it to the next part. And then having this pipe bomb between Punk and Cena at Night of Champions and having going back and forth and having because when it happened for me, the pipe bomb the first time ever, I was 11. I was watching Monday Night Raw as an 11-year-old kid, seeing R-Truth spear John Cena through a table because of CM Punk, and I think it was a Las Vegas roulette match if I remember correctly. Because when they back in then they used to have Monday Night Raw in Las Vegas, they used to do like a Russian roulette, right, for the casinos, whatever. Table match. Cena put Truth put Cena into there. Punk did his pipe bomb, his infamous pipe bomb, and that catalyzed Punk's career. You know what I mean? So having Cena do it on SmackDown to finally finish off their final match of all time, it's kind of poetic in a way. And I think you have a lot of fans saying that and really like, oh, like this is great, and you know, it's just him waving to the crowd, saying like, I don't hate you, Punk. I like you more than people liked you when you shared locker rooms with. Like Punk used to say like, shit, I like you more than I like more of the guys in the back. I like you more than that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And even kissing TKO's ass, like Cena saying that to reminisce Punk saying kissing Vince McMahon's ass. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Saying
You're
stuff
not
like
you're
that.
not the voice of the voiceless anymore. You're not an underdog.
You're a
You're
billionaire.
you're a billionaire. You're a
Mm-hmm,
capitalist. And I just
mm-hmm,
know, ooh, that had to hurt not just CM Punk, but also like some of his fans, I'm sure. Hearing
mm-hmm.
that, like,
Because
ooh,
yeah,
like, how can you deny that? Like, he is literally
because
showing
he's
up
taking this money.
he's showing up at Fanatic events, which we'll discuss
Mm-hmm.
in a little bit later, in suits. Like, he is above the
He,
people now.
he's corporate punk, is a like capitalist punk is the best way to put that. And biggest CM Punk in the fan. So when Cena said that, I was like, damn, Cena's speaking some facts right now about Punk, and that kind of hurt. But having Cena do that whole pipe bomb and the story layer of the yin and yang of wrestling, they're doing this build up for the match was great. Like I think WBC is a real direction, adding the story layer that Cena needs to his heel run, and having Punk be that main catalyst to it, or I guess the main backbone to it is the best way because I would say Truth is catalyst before.
Mm,
I think Truth is Punk's the backbone to it. He's the guy that's able to bring Cena and be like, you're not the guy you said you were, and Cena's like, and you're not the guy you said you were as well. So these two kind of being the total polar opposites, but the same direction of going is clashing, and I don't know, it was just great to see again. Like I said, I watched this on my lunch break. The last hour of SmackDown. I always try to take my lunch around 9, so I could watch that last hour of SmackDown to see what's going on. But
mm.
watching that and just kind of like, damn, I'm 11 again, seeing Punk and Cena go at it, like made me fall in love with the belt that I carry now. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
Oh
think,
my
And you
gosh.
carry it well, champ. You carry it well. You look great.
thank you.
Sexy as hell carrying that.
I try to be like the greats before me. You know?
All
Mm.
right, buddy,
There is
calm
no one
down.
like you, champ. There is no one
Thank
like
you.
you.
Calm
But
down.
I absolutely love this segment. I think it's funny as soon as soon it was 2 weeks ago, as soon as Cena turned that cap back,
Oh
not
yeah.
only did he look younger, but it feels like he's like entered a time machine because he's just had so much of a different energy since that SmackDown, which was really cool because like yeah, like he that show was centered around Cena. Literally every single one of his ops came into the ring to confront Cena at that, and then now we fast forward to now, and we have, I would say, me personally, and I have a feeling you guys would agree, Cena's best rivalry besides Edge. I think Edge and then Punk. Those are
Cope.
like 1A, 1B.
Cope.
Sorry, my bad. I'm Cope. Cope.
Cope.
Yeah, I mean, I would say Edge, Punk. I want to say Randy. I think those are his top three. Maybe
Oh
JBL goes
yes,
in there.
yeah, Randy for sure. But having that be coming back to that and playing that card again, and I think in a way that ups the stakes. Like Pipe Bomb was as seminal and as uh, important as it was because he was exposing truths about the industry and wrestling and
Hmm.
WWE and Vince McMahon. But in this one, Cena made the stakes way more personal by exposing truths about Punk, which, as you
Hmm.
mentioned and went into before. Um, so yeah, I think this was exactly what it needed. It feels like we've had, in discussing my thoughts real quick about the Cena heel turn run. Um, it's kind of like we've gotten three different characters. We've gotten the whiny Cena, the I'm
Yep.
breaking up with you, we're done, we're done. We've gotten this weird Shakespeare in the Park Cena, where it's like
Hmm.
it was Backlash and or no Saturday Night's Main Event where he was talking to whoever it was, and basically the whole period of uncertainty with regards to Cena, like what is he doing here? What is it kind of has
Oh,
no direction.
With Jay, he's like, you're fighting Logan Paul. If he beats you, that's ruining wrestling. Hmm.
I would say that second one would be him, the Rune Wrestling character, because now it looks like he's attacking your fan favorites. This character,
Yeah.
he's here not to ruin just wrestling. He's there to ruin your favorites and let them know the truth about how they are as a person. And there, of
Mm.
course, there's always going to be kayfabe in there. It's always going to have that little, like I said, that kayfabe character, so he's not actually offending these wrestlers. Because I think when he talks about The Rock, he's like, "Oh, I don't need the promos written on my wrist," kind of stuff like that. He's kind of
Cody
keeping,
was saying,
yeah,
"Oh, I don't. I make billionaire money. I make money for billionaires. You just rob them blind or whatever. Like
yeah.
lines like that, where he kind of
So he's kind of adding more to that, and I think him taking down these heroes that we once loved, like I said in the chat, I would love to see him go against a face Miz because I think as Cena's story progresses throughout his final run, is that he needs characters that are going to bring him out of that heel turn of that I guess that spell the Rock cast on him when he took his soul. I mean, trying to get his soul back and him create his own soul that he doesn't need to sell. Miz would be one of those great characters that he's able to go and be like, hey, like you're the man that I used to look up to and respected, like Punk was saying in all his promos. But Cena burying that line and crossing it and being like, Punk's capitalist now. They're not going to cut off my microphone because I'm John Cena, and he knows that they're not going to cut off his microphone because he's John Cena. Like seeing stuff like that because he's egging you on and trying to, he's telling you like you can't touch me to these wrestlers. Well, yeah, these might be your favorite, but they're not John Cena. They're not the GOAT. They're not me.
yeah.
So I think overall it was a great moment in time, especially what he needs, and they keep going in this direction and have these promos that are story driven and make sense to who Cena is as a character and his heel turn. It's gonna come out beautiful towards the end when he finally turns face.
Let's get to that because as he has mentioned multiple times, he's doing 38 appearances this year. We're past the halfway point, and again he mentioned it's not matches, it's appearances. And so that brings me to the question of um, we've talked about where he's at. How about where he's going with these last, what is it, like 17, 16 dates we're at now? We have
Around, yeah.
the match at Night of Champions, which we're assuming is going on,
Yeah.
continuing.
They were
It's in
expected to
Saudi.
be there today, I think. They started
Yeah,
flying out.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Rhea and Damien posted their little terror
Mm.
twin or night or whatever.
Yeah, so it's going on Night of Champions, and then he will also be facing King of the Ring at at
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam.
Yep.
So yeah, that's like the two main landmarks we have. But then after that, who knows? So we're gonna kind of enter the fantasy booking area of Kayfabe and Chill. Um, we're gonna be operating across a couple assumptions. You know, I guess we'll make those kind of landmarks as we go. But yeah, I want to start off with we can start off with whoever has a more pointed opinion about we just where are we going? Where are we going? SummerSlam. What's the
I
plan?
mean, okay, so we're gonna get into King of the Ring here. I'm gonna call for that basis. So of course it's gonna be Randy versus Cody in the finals. I don't think that match ends in one victor. I think it's gonna be a count out or a double pin or someone interferes in that match. So at SummerSlam we
Hmm.
get Cody versus Cena versus Orton.
Oh,
So for the
interesting.
main title, so it's not just another Cody versus Cena match because those two guys can't really. WrestleMania kind of ruined it for me. I'm hoping
Yeah,
it ends in that draw or some sort of altercation happens between the match.
a dusty finish, some may say.
Yeah.
I see
So
what you did.
yeah, no, he swings. Okay, interesting. But back to the point at hand here. Um, I don't, I don't, I don't understand that, but we're
I
gonna keep going.
flustered the champ. Champ, it's okay, champ. We believe it. You can get back on track, champ. It's all
No,
good.
it's not flustered. It's kind of frustration. But we'll get to the next part of what I was gonna say here. So yeah, so we have Cody versus Cena versus Orton. I think Orton is probably going to help Cody carry Cena throughout the match to make sure that it's more, entertainable. And I think seeing those three go down as a triple threat for SummerSlam, one of our friends don't like triple threats, but I think it's one of the greatest things ever because it has different. It's a 25, 25, or what is it? 25% chance, or for how that math works.
There's a 33.3%
There
chance, and
you
then
go.
if you add in certain aspects,
Steiner.
that number may change depending on who you are. So
I'm trying to do standard math in my head. It's not coming out. But yeah. So I think
and also
feel
it
free.
introduces a lot more variables in terms of it's no disqualification.
Yeah,
So
you can do a
you
lot
can,
more. You have a lot more range on those triple threat matches. And
yeah.
I think Cody does become the outcome winner of that championship match. I do think he beats Cena cleanly. I think Orton something happened with Orton. Cena takes out Orton, whatever. But I think after that SummerSlam road, we're gonna have Cena kind of go down because what's next? Clash of Paris, I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
So Clash of Paris is going to be next. And I think this is where Cena's arc changes a little bit, where he goes on that rabbit hole of like, I need that championship. I need to retire with it. So then he finally faces Cody 1-on-1 for the match that we all been waiting for. I think Clash of Paris would be pretty good for that. It needs a big name so people can watch. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Especially with Drew being out for how long? We don't know how long he's going to be out for. And Drew's a big draw in that area. You know what I mean? The European crowd too. So I think, having Cena versus Cody would be a great match. And then kind of Cody beats Cena cleanly once again, 1-on-1, saying like, this is it. This is your last chance at this title. You know what I mean? I appreciate everything you've done. But, you can't beat me. You know what I mean? You
Mm.
can't, whatever. You can go and say you can't beat me. But Cody wins cleanly. And then after that, I think that's September. October is Bad Blood, I believe. And then after October is Survivor Series. And this is not counting like the little side quest like Evolution and Saturday Night Main Event. But
Well,
like,
Cena can't fight at Evolution.
hey, he's the champ. He can do what he wants. Him versus Becky Lynch.
You're gonna pull a Santino,
Well, what is it? How would you say John Cena? Is
John
it what is it?
Cena.
No, 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 no. What's
Joanne
Joanne?
Cena.
It's Joanne Cena.
He's like, I'm
Uh,
going to ruin wrestling. I'm going to take both the men's and the women's universal belt. Ah,
But yeah, so Bad Blood, and then Survivor Series, and then that's where we get his final. I think those three final matches should be him having the arc where he faces like I said, people from his past. Hypothetically, I guess the wrestlers should have probably put him against would probably be like I wouldn't mind seeing shit a newly teamed Rollins. The Oracle is what they're called.
It looks like to be, yeah.
oh, I
Yeah,
thought
the
that's just
Oracle.
Paul Heyman. Like that's like his version of the wise man or the advocate. But
It
it's the
could
name
be.
Oh,
for the whole
okay.
thing.
Who knows?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna call him
It's
that
still
just
being
for
defined. It's still being defined.
Yeah, it's still being worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I think he kind of I don't know if he's in a pure bad blood, but speaking we can kind of get like a throwaway match, something that I want to see since it's my fantasy booking. Cena got him goes to this whole little, losing the title, becoming who he is to be a face, faces AJ Styles, maybe one last time, have them go against each other, kind of giving the final chapter of their rivalry because they had three matches, I believe. Money in the Bank, Royal Rumble, and I believe one more I'm missing somewhere. SummerSlam.
There is a SummerSlam match in there, yeah.
Yeah, so Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, and then I think Money in the Bank was that tag team match, the six-man
Crazy
tag.
they've never had a Mania match. We've already
Yeah,
talked about AJ's Mania resume and how just how
it's
strange it is.
yeah,
But yeah.
but yeah, I guess give Cena versus AJ one more match of Bad Blood. I know Bad Blood's supposed to like accumulate all these rivalries and shit. I just think Cena can either miss it or give a good match between him and AJ. Have him kind of go like maybe have AJ whatever kind of shake his hand, tell him thank you for everything, and then we get to Survivor Series, and we have Team Rollins, the Oracle, versus Team Roman, and the last man that Roman can pick, is Mister Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, and this is like Cena's way of saying like this is my return to take down this evil team or this evil group called the Oracle and restore who I am as a person because my fights with AJ and Cody and Randy and Punk can do this. And it can be seen as like kind of how Goku is in Dragon Ball Z, where he has all his, enemies team up with him in the Tournament of Power. Because Chesco, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about here.
Yeah, Frieza.
Yeah, so
You're gonna have Golden Cena.
yeah. So having stuff like that and doing stuff like that, having him have that arc and help him take down this powerful team with Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. You never know who else might join that group and who's on that team. And then kind of having his final match against I don't know, that final match is what I always get confused on.
I got you.
So
I got you, champ. I got you, champ. This
Wise
is
Man.
where this is where I feel so your fantasy booking doesn't mess with anything really, any ideas I have because yeah, I'm looking at the dates we have, I'm looking at the numbers, and I'm thinking, yeah, like we do what you've done. We have Cena go away for a little bit, and the crowd is already chomping at the bit to cheer for him. And so yeah, I also have him coming back at Survivor Series and being like, look, I hate you guys. I hate you fans. However, I can't I do want to try to come to terms and they come to a middle ground a little bit and sort of come to some sort of reconciliation. And you look, I'm thinking about it as like this is Cena's last run. This is your last chance to put him not just against people, but also in alliance with people. So I'm thinking, yeah, that's got to be like Roman, Cody, Punk, and Cena, like some like really big all-star team,
Because
where you,
like I see this Cena heel turn, and I don't mean to cut you off, as we all seen Smallville. I see this Cena heel turn as when Clark got the red kryptonite in his body, and he was a total flip of who he was as a person. You know what I
mm,
mean? So I see this heel turn as him finally getting rid of that red kryptonite. Or like you said, even then, like, yeah, I still hate these guys, but in order for me, my enemy of the friend of my whatever was what was that other saying?
the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
My friend.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So something along those lines where Cena's like that whole I can just hear the pop right now of Roman going like, we need one more match, and Cena's like, look, I hate y'all, but to take down this bigger threat, I'm your guy. He shakes Roman like he puts his hand out to Roman to shake, and Roman's like you know what I mean, like all
Yeah.
this, like all the things you've done, and then Cody comes in and bumps Roman and goes, you sure about this? And then Cody just goes, shakes his hand, and you know what I mean, and goes
And
like,
then they,
okay,
and then they have a four-way
for four way.
and it's like treated as super serious. And yeah, you know what? I'm thinking like the final version of Cena, how we can sort of end his character is I don't know if you guys have seen that video from Fanatics Fest where he like a fan is like
Yeah.
recording him and he's like, look, I'm a big fan of consent. Please
Mhm.
just ask me. Like I'm cool
Yep.
with it, but just ask me. I'm thinking that could be where we end off Cena's character, so that way we make him we end him off with as a three-dimensional character as like look, he's cool with the fans but just he has boundaries, so just respect them, like just a good upright citizen. That could be a cool way to end Cena's character, his run, and just yeah. But anyways, where we left off was his last match, and I'm and like I posed a question to y'all. What are the two best retirement matches in the history of WWE?
When you got Taker versus Sean as one.
Yes.
Sean versus Rick.
Yeah,
And
second.
yeah. And I'm thinking, who do you have as the modern day Shawn Michaels?
You got Seth Rollins.
You got Seth Rollins, and I think the situation lines up so perfectly. I should have put this up earlier, but I'm just gonna keep
Oh
it for a little
man,
bit.
the hate Rollins will get even more because I get tired of Rollins as we speak of right now. So
Okay.
him. I mean, I like Seth Rollins, but his character is annoying and boring to me. So anything that he does is kind of more like it. So him taking Cena's last match and being like, "I'm the one that retired John Cena," like that's on my
Mm.
resume. I'm the guy that did that. It's gonna be like, fuck. I'm gonna hate hearing that. So yeah,
Because
possibly could be Seth.
because you got to think of something I've heard a lot of people say is like oh, Cena's last match has got to be someone like a Carmelo or a Braun where he's like feeding the next generation, right? But to me, it's like Cena doesn't really have the in-ring capabilities to really make that a match where it's like, wow, he's really uplifting somebody. So I think you just go full storyline, and that's where I bring in Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, is that match is two legends, also Taker and Shawn Michaels, where it's two legends. Let's create the best story. Let's just make it a banger match and get them out on a great note. And I think Cena and Seth Rollins, I think, is a modern day version of that, where yeah, you have someone who has been trying to ruin wrestling, and someone who is thinks that he is the best version of the industry. And I think that storyline, instead of I'm sorry, I love you, it's maybe like I am the business, I am the face of wrestling now. The like deuces, and
You
he
gotta
hits
be
his
like,
stomp.
he can kind of be like, you're the guy that want to ruin wrestling. I'm the guy that's trying to save it, and your ideas and things don't correspond with what I'm thinking and saying. So he's pretty much kind of like saying like this is my opportunity to end John Cena once and for all because he's been a pain in my side for so long. So him taking out Cena will kind of be like like I said, poetry in motion. Be pretty
Yeah.
smart to have it. I mean,
And
that's the way I look
it's
at
a
it.
great flip, right? It's a great flip of the normal dynamic of like you'd think the person who's trying to save wrestling would be the face, but now they're the heel, playing as the heel. And then someone who has been trying to ruin wrestling, everyone's cheering him for some reason. I'm sure they can come up with some substantial reason why. And yeah, and so no, I think that is in my perfect world, that is how this goes. We have a beautiful storybook ending, that Cena goes out looking up at
Watch
the lights.
watch it be Goldberg.
Oh gosh, no, bro. Please, no. We don't
Why would
want
you say
that.
that? Champ,
Look,
why would
look.
you
Kick him
say
out.
that?
Kick him out. Kick him
Dude,
You can't.
out.
that is just a,
You
come
can't
on,
kick out the
man.
Turn
champ.
off his camera. Turn
You
off his
can't turn
camera.
out.
Look,
Wise man,
Ray,
don't listen to him.
as much as
No, no, no,
that
no. That
suggestion
deserves.
was dumb, it was dumb as hell. Don't
Put
get
that
it
figure
twisted.
down.
It was dumb as hell. I'm not kicking you out, but that was a dumb suggestion. I just want to put that out there.
Turn off his camera.
I want to
Look,
put it out.
it's all just getting all riled up to see where you guys' minds at about this.
Yeah, sure,
But
sure.
in
But
WWE fashion, they'll probably most likely try to do that, and John will be like, "No, we're not doing that." Look, they did a Kurt Angle, Baron Corbin.
Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on.
Uh,
Here's a quick question. What is the Kurt Angle Baron Corbin version of what is the John Cena version of Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin?
John versus Ryback.
No, damn, I don't want to even say Gable because Gable can put on a 5-star classic. Damn,
Tozawa.
probably not. Hey, Tozawa's good too, but yeah, no, Tozawa would be a horrible pick. Damn, who would they put in with that last crappy storyline? That's horrible.
Joe
If
Hendry?
there's, hey, no, 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 don't disrespect Joe.
Just in terms of like, do people want this as the last match? Maybe along the way, sure, but the last match, I don't know. It's just a name that came to mind I feel
Because
like the IWC would get mad at. But
because then it would elevate Joe to push him up to the main roster.
okay, I'd be into.
Um,
I believe in Joe Hendry, so I'm into it.
Nah, 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 nah. It's too late.
and Ray's world, you can't disagree with him at all because that's when you become like the ultimate hater. But even Ray says all the time that he hates Rey Mysterio and Joe Hendry and Jey Uso.
Oh.
So and it's coming from the champs. I'm not lying.
Bro's lying. Man, there's episodes on here. They could go back and watch.
But they don't
We
know
do
who you are
have
behind the
the
scenes.
receipts. We do have the receipts. I will
I
say we do
got I
have the
got the
receipts.
receipts on my phone too. We can play this game.
Play it. Let's play it. I'm not scared of this game.
Let's play it. Let's play
But
it.
let's get to the next subject at hand here.
All right. You know,
Ironically enough, Carmelo Hayes would be kind of
no.
a anticlimactic way for this to end, just because
Yeah.
how he's currently being booked versus how people think of him. And I agree.
Uh,
I think of the world of
uh
Carmelo. I love
I think
Melo,
I
but
think I
how he's
got a
being
great one.
booked.
Travis Scott.
Please
Stop it.
stop.
All right. Anyways,
Click his
Thank
camera
you. I'm
off. Click
telling
his
you,
camera off.
all
that
right.
would be the worst
Cut
one.
him off. Mute him.
Baron Corbin type booking. And again, well, Travis Scott needs to revenge whatever happened to WrestleMania from Cody Rhodes on John Cena. Like, so I don't know. That would be the most stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Logan Paul as the final
Yep.
match.
Yep.
That would be pretty much of a get a lot of people mad.
Yeah, that's ooh, and they set it up at Money in the Bank with them teaming up and them feuding a little bit.
It's
How mad?
obvious.
How mad would y'all be if we did get Logan Paul versus John Cena along the line, like in that time frame of him coming back to who he is? Do you think that would be something that you all be mad about?
It better be like on a SmackDown, not a pay-per-view.
So let's pretend Bad Blood. Like I said, I really couldn't figure out somebody for Bad Blood.
Logan Paul, John Cena, Hell in a Cell. No,
No, I would say like still submission match. Maybe they'll make more sense.
an I
I
quit
quit
match would be
match.
sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Honestly, I have a
Depending on the
weird
storyline. Depending on the storyline. If Cena's
yeah.
face, definitely I think it would work out because everybody hates Logan. And now you're having a face Cena who, when he was a heel, praised him practically, saying, "This is the best thing." Now he's the face. Now he's with the fans. He's in agreement with them. I think it would be a great way. But
I mean, I would love to see him. I would love to see Cena along those lines lock up with Austin Theory again or The Miz.
ooh,
Like I said,
yep.
see those guys again, or have even Austin Theory team up with John Cena to kind of be like, take out the New Day, win some tag team gold real quick, and dip out. Like you never know.
Which, by the way, I think you just saying that Austin Theory teaming up with Cena would be a cool way to sort of maybe retroactively make up for 39, Mania 39, and sort of maybe Cena kind of sets him up to be the next hustle, loyalty, and respect guy. We've seen him giving motivational speeches on Instagram.
Recently,
Like,
yep.
yeah, man, I
May-
would love for Theory to be sort of the people's champ, the guy for the kids, moving forward, and Cena to sort of play a part in that.
Maybe Theory is the last guy. Maybe he's the swan song for Cena. Like we had a bad match at Mania. This is my,
The only thing is, though, I feel like Cena's last match, whoever he's facing against will get booed. And if you're trying to set Theory up as like that next guy, I don't think you want the crowd that big of a moment for him to be him getting booed. So, which is why I fall in line with the Seth. That's why I pick Seth Rollins is because he's going to thrive in that sort of environment. He's
yeah,
going to be
it makes the
one
most
night
sense though.
one
Same,
night
same.
stand. What is it? One night only. Cena in there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's where I'm at. But sorry, coming back to your original question, Logan Paul along the way with Cena, that just I wouldn't be as mad because they've already kind of set it up, so I'd be here for it. With that being said, uh, quick question. It's something that I was thinking about with Fanatics Fest coming on, which was really cool, by the way, in
I
New
was there
York.
last year. Yeah.
Very sick. A lot of great moments. I did want to pose the question
I had a great
of
moment last year too.
Champ. Any response?
It's like I said, it's like a missionary. He does it all the time when he has nothing else to come up with. It gets old.
Nah, nah,
So
nah.
he.
I was telling the fans
Here
about
we
Fanatics Fest.
go. Here we go. He's always trying to say something. How
I
he's the
will
innocent
say
one. Da, 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 da.
Hold up, I'm
the
trying to.
the IAK and CC community is starting to get a little starting to yawn a little bit from Ray's points here. We're trying to.
Oh,
We'd love to see a little bit of a pivot here for.
fine, fine, fine. Look, I got one with Tippy too. All right, you happy?
You see, that's like his what's it called? Trick in the back of his pocket, the knife, the trick up his sleeve.
Oh
You
yeah,
go,
yeah,
if
yeah.
I got nothing else, it's gonna
All
be.
reliable.
I went to Fanatics and met every. It's the same old. It's the same old. It's
It
like,
is the. I will say it is cool. It is cool to be able to meet those people. Like it is
It
really cool to
is.
see
It
Rhea.
is. Yeah.
You know, I know you. I know you mentioned you saw Liv, right? You got to
I
see Liv,
saw. Yeah,
Tiffy.
oh, it's actually canceled on you though. Live.
no. The first time, what happened was like the guys were creeps towards her
Mm,
while I was in line, and so they were like, "Hey, we're gonna like pause this. Everybody come back later," and that's kind of what happened.
Mm.
yeah. Coming back to it, Fanatics Fest happened. There were some really cool like things that happened, like some kayfabe stuff. Like Seth Rollins came in, Punk then proceeded to like intrude, and they had a bit of a kerfuffle. And so I
Yep.
guess, but then also you have John Cena, who is currently a heel, but he's running around being the most happy guy you've ever seen, like making dreams come true. So I'm guessing, I guess like the question is, how do you feel about kayfabe continuing beyond, or not just beyond the shows, but at these events where you have the fans and they're kind of, are you are we just gonna let it slide that the WWE can have their cake and eat it too? Basically, like they can have the kayfabe stuff, but then John Cena can also run around and do the thing. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, I think so. It's a fun experience, and especially for the fans because it seemed like ever since when Raw went to Netflix, that whole, I guess you could say promo, that whole little video, they kind of pulled the curtain back and said, "Hey, we know what we're doing is not real. We know, the heel, the face, we know about all that. We know you guys know that too." Like kind of showing like, "Hey, we know." And so I think it's a kind of a great way to kind of just get the fans already behind the idea like, you know our secrets, you know what to call, you've seen it. I mean, granted too, they're also paying money to these events, so of course, if they want to see them in character, some of them do that. Hey, that's great. But at the end of the day, they know it's not, John Cena. It could be like, or like Seth Rollins. His name isn't Seth Rollins. It's like Kobe something. Like at the end of the day, they know these are real people, like I said, real people that want to
They're
see
not.
defense.
They're not. They're not the characters who they portray on
Right,
TV.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything to follow up on that? Just like the overall point of like, are we okay with them just kind of having their cake and eating it too?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. No, yeah. I mean, it's a different time and era of wrestling where you couldn't sit next to your biggest opponent because you would get yelled at by Vince or like some of
Yep.
the higher ups. Like, I mean, it's a different time. We're having a whole documentary coming on Netflix behind the curtain. You know what I mean? Talking about the things behind kayfabe and stuff like that.
How do you guys feel about that? Is that a sticking point? I've heard some more aggressive opinions about it, but
It, it's
where do you guys lay on that?
it's a changing of the guard and times. Like I said, it's nothing bad. It's nothing crazy. It gives these kids too. Because growing up, I always thought Randy Orton was the most evil piece of shit on earth. Because Randy Orton was always someone that bothered the crap out of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Punting Stephanie. Did he actually do this? Did he actually, kiss Stephanie on the lips? And after the RKO, did he actually punt Vince McMahon in the head? Seeing stuff like that. Sometimes
RKO Hulk Hogan's daughter.
exactly like seeing stuff like that. Like you're like, holy fuck! Like, is this actually something they're allowed to do? And I always wanted to know what happened behind the scenes. Like, was it always like, oh, were you okay? I'm so sorry if I hit you a certain way. Like, it was always something like that. So it was nice to show these younger kids and this younger generation, like, yes, it's something we watch. It's like a movie. You're watching it, but we're not these guys at the end of the day.
They're like
Now,
actors.
they're like actors, yes. You come in and you see them, and they're like, no, 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 no. Like, you know what I mean? Actually, don't RKO your grandma. Coming, don't do that.
Just in case you need to be told this, definitely
Yes.
don't RKO your grandma.
Don't try this at home because that's where the main thing came from. People would try doing it. You know what I mean? So this kind of gives the current back. People like these guys are just playing a character. At the end of the day, it's always the character they're playing. It's nothing more than what it should be. You need someone, in a fight doing an attitude adjustment because that doesn't work. You're not going to give an attitude adjustment to somebody during a real physical fight because you're probably, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I have seen someone pull off a stunner. I've seen a video of someone doing a stunner in a real high school fight. And I'm like, good on you, man. That's
Like
like a really sick
respect on
ass
you. But I
video
mean,
to have.
it's
But yeah,
a
more often than not.
like we're like going back to what Ray said too. Like if you want them in character, yeah, ask for it. Like I'm pretty sure they don't mind. They can probably get into that character and be like, look, a good example of that is MJF. That man's always in
Oh
kayfabe.
yeah.
He's
Oh
Word.
yeah.
always at conventions, being that piece of shit human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he knows that
Ethan
to his
Page.
character. Ethan
Ethan Page
Page
does a
too.
great job. Yeah.
Yeah, like those guys know what they're doing. That's on them. Like Fanatics is such a big. It's a big platform where you see more than just a convention where Ethan Page is just sitting there and kind of like yeah. You know what I mean, they get to be in
Yeah.
this character still. While Fanatics is a big overarching spectacle where people come and watch these superstars. John Cena's not gonna go like I don't know who you are. It's a LeBron James. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would be cool if you stayed in character and be like nah. So you just gotta pick and choose your moments of what you want and what you like. There's some moments where yes, you could be in character, and there's some moments you don't have to be in character, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So I mean, you just have to pick and choose. I don't see an issue with it. I think times are changing. I guess a lot of older wrestling fans don't like that. They like the spectacle. They like them actually showing heat. I'm kind of the same way though. I like to have that little like I can't sit next to you. I don't like you right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not. It's nice to have that. Like I don't know you. I don't like you. We're in a rivalry. I want to make sure that this stays as personal because it keeps me in character. Because like someone can tell me, oh my, like let's pretend I'm feuding with fucking. I know I'm gonna get my ass beat, but Brock Lesnar is the only might come to me. You know what I mean? But like I'm gonna be like Brock Lesnar's like, hey man, I pay for your food. I'm like, oh, I appreciate it. So next time I have to say this most vicious promo on Raw about his family, I'm like, oh, I can't do that. You just pay for my food. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
then I'm like, no, I don't want to sit next to you. I don't want to talk to you. It just makes me. Oh, Ray actually left the chat.
Sure enough. Sure enough. As always, classic
Oh,
Ray. Classic Ray. Part-time pod. This man wants the belt so badly, but the actions don't
I'm
aren't
telling
matching the
you,
words.
it's gonna lose prestige when he holds that belt. Y'all think I'm crazy? Like I said, it's just picking and choosing the moments. And when Ray comes
Yeah.
back, we'll go over this once again. But it's just picking and choosing the moments of um, how serious this rivalry is and how personal it should get. Like if Tiffany and Charlotte ever fight each other during the WrestleMania build, then I'll be like, damn, they kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
But since they were so like on Twitter and doing all these things too, like the women have a better chance of doing kayfabe than the guys do right now at the moment.
Expound on that. How come?
Becky and Charlotte have personal beef. You know what I mean? They always keep it on Twitter. They kind of take it to Twitter and they kind of make it more like this person. I don't like this because of this. Naomi and Jade, the same thing with Twitter, saying they should have been fired. You should have been fired, not them. So on and so forth. They're not sitting together. They're not posting each other on Instagram stories. They unfollow each other. Like stuff like that makes it more believable to watch.
Yeah.
Now we know they're probably dapping it up and telling each other like, "Hey, like we're good, right?" At the end of the night. I mean, that's something I've always figured. But seeing that my thing froze, Ray, hold up.
Yeah, my internet went out for like a quick second and then they just came back. Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Anyways, I'm telling you, the prestige of the title goes away. He wins it.
All
You'll
right,
you'll
buddy,
replay this
calm down.
segment and you'll get a little bit pissed off. Great points, champ. Great points. I
Wait,
will
so
add.
what were y'all
Um,
talking about? Was it the same main character?
Yeah, I mean, I just told him too. Like the women have they have a better job of keeping kayfabe alive than the men do, because Jade and Naomi, Becky Bailey, Becky
Yeah.
Charlotte. I mean, they keep the rivalries pretty heated, and they kind of don't really interact with them. They unfollow each other. Like they keep a pretty. They make sure they hate each other, and they make sure their fans know they hate each other.
There's one girl that could bring them all together.
If you say Stephanie Victor, I'm like,
It's Natalia. We've seen them. We've seen the yacht videos.
but did you see how very until none of us knew it until like 2 weeks later.
That is true. That is true.
No, we had like
Yeah.
photos and a little bit of stuff, but like but even then, you didn't see them all hugging. And
I saw some hugging. All right.
I think the only one I would see is no. There's no Becky. There was
No, not
no
Becky.
no
Naomi.
Charlotte, Naomi, but Jay wasn't there.
Naomi
But
was working. She was like editing people out of photos and ranting
yeah,
Jade.
about Jade, yeah,
And this
which
was
I
right
love.
after they released Jade. I mean, not Jade. Yeah, Core Jade and one of the other wrestlers, female
yeah. But
wrestlers.
the point I'm saying here is too that none of these really women besides Jay and Naomi. I don't understand. I don't think Jay was there to my recollection, but those women were never in a feud with each other at that point in time. So Core wasn't in a feud with this person or this person.
Yeah.
So kind of keeping that same format of saying like, hey, you're in a rivalry. We need to be separated. The only one I would probably say is Tiffany and Naomi. But like even then, they were in a monumentary feud. Bianca and Naomi. There you go. That's the one I was thinking about.
Mm, mm.
Bianca and Naomi were there. So that's the only chance of kayfabe dying is right there.
Coming back to the central question, I feel like I keep coming back to this quote that I've encountered a couple different times. It says here it's by Johnny Valentine. It says, I can't make you believe that wrestling is real. I can make you believe that I am real. And I think about some of the best wrestling characters. I think of CM Punk, Stone Cold, The Rock, and they're all people that you believe. Well, The Rock up until recently, where he's just giving all of the tea. He's like, oh, like I love this character. I love this character I'm playing. But up until that point, it was like, wow, you believe that they are the characters. And to me, that is what's most important when we come to the question of kayfabe or not. Like, I think of I don't know if you guys have seen this video of, it was in the lead up to WrestleMania 19, and it was Stone Cold and The Rock. At it was like WrestleMania Saturday or something. They're at a fan event, and they just so happened to be at the same event, and they're going to speak, and they all super quick, all they did was that to kind of set up the suspension of disbelief is just like, oh, Stone Cold, oh, Rock, you fucking, I hate you, but these fans, they paid a good amount of money. Let's talk. Let's just hang out for, let's call it truce. Let's hang out. And throughout the show, they would kind of talk shit about each other, but then also they would be shooting and just like discussing their relationship and all this stuff, talking to business, laughing together. And you really, like, that's all you need is just give me a little bit of the story of a storyline, of a little bit of a, not even a storyline, just like a little bit of a in character moment. Oh, okay, these guys are still in character, great. But and then now let us just be. And again, it really isn't about whether a question of wrestling is real. We've discussed that to death, not just us three,
It
but
is. Yeah.
everybody. It's real. It's just real. That's all it is.
Yeah.
However, just if you can give me little bits of character to make me believe that, okay, this is that. Um, but of course, if they're just with their family, don't
But I also
don't
think
s-
too.
don't scream at their kids.
I also think too the best thing too is like yeah we don't like each other man to man trying to keep in the same character like is man to man we can have a sit down conversation let these fans know like yeah
Yeah.
we're cool but at the end of the day I'm still gonna beat your ass at this pay-per-view
Yep.
because that's my job.
That's all you need.
Yep,
That's all you need. But
Yeah.
yeah, great
like I'm gonna do
discussion.
to Ray at SummerSlam.
Man, you ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna drop that belt to me, man.
Like you dropped your internet connection out of this podcast. Oh,
Holy shit.
for
Holy shit. Holy shit.
the third time.
Oh, I
Come on,
can't say. I'm
Chesco.
gonna change the subject because this is.
Three
Don't
I'm gonna do
forget,
you.
times.
I'm gonna do
don't
you a favor,
forget,
Ray.
Ephraim, who Chesco chose to kiss.
I'm doing
Don't
you a
forget
favor,
that.
Ray.
Don't
I
forget
Okay,
our
understand.
moment, Chesco. Don't
I'm
forget
gonna
our
do us all
moment.
a favor and switch up because
All right, all
let's get
right.
into the sharpshooter segment, man. Um, I'm gonna go first because not gonna lie, I've been in a bit of a I watched this movie recent that just came out, Materialist.
Oh, our cover,
Fantastic
you mean?
rom-com. Yes, very much
Yeah.
echoes our sort of thruple.
Ephraim's favorite episode because you admitted you would kiss me.
You know, you keep
Anyways,
saying you want to kiss him, but you have these dry, salty, ugly looking lips. So I put chapstick on every day. You see this
Oh my
chapstick? It
God.
makes my lips look real good for kissing. But I digress, and Cheska could pick whoever he wants. But
Okay, KRP.
he did pick you, but that's the second option. He knows what they're for option. He comes home to the wise man comes home to me every night. So
All right.
and I treat him right.
Please, to quote a billion-dollar movie franchise, please don't make me choose. It's Bella from Twilight. Um, the
Bella, what are you doing here, Loca?
My question to you guys, and it's a bit of an Oprah question because I'm in very much a rom-com mood lately. Um,
AW.
and oh no, Ray's frozen. He's just yeah, is he frozen on your end too? He's just got a big smile. No,
He's pitch
he's good.
Ah,
he's
here,
pitch
bro.
black on me.
Okay,
Yeah. Can y'all hear me though?
I
we
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you. Yeah, yeah,
It's
but you're
just
kind
Yeah.
of
pitch black.
glitching in and out. But regardless, luckily I don't have to see you. I just want to hear
Yeah.
how do you define love? Ooh,
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, we're
this
gonna.
is
Has this
Oh.
been a Valentine's Day episode?
no, the Valentine's Day question is gonna be something a little different.
Who you go?
Hey, in
How
the
do you
oil.
define how are babies made? That
I thought
Hey.
I thought a stork brings them at the front of your doorstep. That's how my brother was here.
And that's how you keep it G, I'll be honest with you. That's how you keep it PG.
Yeah, that's something that I've been doing lately since Ray wants to be all rated R.
Rated R. There's a branding opportunity there, Ray.
You're welcome.
If you just choose to embrace your heel self,
See, the champ is doing even his greatest enemy great things for him, so he can promise and get better and just create money for himself. But he's so clouded up here that I'm the bad guy, but I'm not. I'm helping him.
You
The
ain't.
champ helps the
You
people
ain't.
around him.
No, you don't. You tear them down.
I brought you to this level. Look at you. Now you still don't see it yet.
guys,
You
the
still
question,
don't understand.
If
guys,
people saw how you treated Chesko before we recorded, they wouldn't be on your side. Let me say that right now.
Oh, okay.
guys,
He
the question,
understands his place in this rival. I mean, in this cohesive unit of the
my
Mega Powers.
place. Anyways, guys,
Hey,
You picked Ray to kiss you. So what is
my
that?
I said in the
Ah,
last episode, it doesn't, it's not,
I don't want to hear. Let's get to the sharpshooter part now. The question.
see,
guys,
Chesko, I wouldn't be like this to you, man. I wouldn't be like this. That's your champ? Him?
Yeah,
un,
Jessica,
un,
answer the question.
he I'm asking a question for you
I,
guys. This
I,
segment is me asking a question for you guys. Let's digress from the question towards me. We'll get to that whenever, if you guys want to use a sharpshooter segment for that, sure. But my question is, how do you guys define love? Because yeah, how do you guys
just
define love?
we just fight with each other.
Just making it as broad as possible to see what answers we get.
Ray, do you want to go first on this one?
I'll let you go first. Let's see if my internet can catch up with y'all.
Oh, oh yeah, he's a little slow on that end.
Man, come on, Ray. Oh man, Ray. I hate to say it, but I am rooting for you more than you'd think when it comes to wanting to get this belt. It's become kind of endearing seeing you, it's very much become an uphill battle. And come on, man. We gotta get this shit right.
Call it
Mm.
Christmas the way I'm gonna be giving you a gift tonight, buddy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait, what?
Just be under a mistletoe. Get ready.
Oh, okay, damn.
I don't think those are in season right now, but I digest.
Oh,
Ray Carter, how do you define love, man?
Well, in the words of that popular 90s song, I think, what is love? Baby, don't
That's
hurt
the
me.
question I'm asking you.
that's the point of the.
That is the question I'm asking you.
This is your
You,
champ. And this is
you,
how you want to be your champ.
Nah, look, I was doing it with the purpose, all right?
What's the purpose? Come on.
The purpose is that's been the age question of all time, right? What is love? And people can have multiple um, definitions of it. There's different versions of it, and it just really depends on that specific person. I've always been brought up with the old school way of, just like love is like how much time you want to be with that person. If you can't think of living a day or a moment without that person, that to me is defines love. If you could go 10 years without this person, that means you truly love them. And I feel like I said, I've been taught like the old school love. New nowadays it's different. Like I said, people have multiple definitions of it, variations of it, but I've always been brought
So,
up like, oh, go
super
ahead.
quick, super quick follow up on that. What do you think about love nowadays? How love is kind of
I
morphed.
think I think it's probably the worst it's been. I think right now there is no such thing as love. It's either hookups or just going from one on to the next. And I feel like nowadays, if you love somebody or you care about somebody, you're a simp. And that's the tough part because it's like, dude, like, no, it's like I care about these people. And again, like we brought up this generation or this new era of love. Not a lot of people like it. Some be like, oh, that's what they talked about in the old school R&B, whatever. That was at that time, and it wasn't setting up for this. It wasn't doing it for that. I'm like, dude, like nowadays it's just hookup culture, and that's the thing that sucks because you're not gonna have a real moment with that person. So I think it's just one of those things where I feel like that's out every day.
Mm, beautifully put. Beautifully put, Ray. Mr. CC, what do you think?
Um, Love. What does that spell?
Love, baby.
Uh,
Oh, got you. Okay.
okay. We're there. We're almost there. We got that first part. I mean, the best way I sum it up is that yeah, Ray has a lot of points in this generation. You can love someone, or you considered you're a simp pretty much for girls, and vice versa for girls as well. Like if they like a guy, they're considered like obsessed
Desperate
or
or
desperate. Yeah,
easy. Yeah.
but I was
Yeah, which
told from
sucks.
one of my older managers I used to work with at my old job, and she said, I used to tell her like, girls don't want to date this, or I'm not a big driver. I don't like driving around city. You know what I mean? I'm not the biggest guy. I hate driving. It's not my main thing. I would rather have someone else drive than me. And they used to say, "Oh, well, girls don't like guys that don't drive." And that was something that always bothered me. So hence why I never tried. You know what I mean? I never want to go out. And then one time, I think my coworker said, "I have a lot of these issues where I don't like," and she said, the person will try.
Mm,
They would try, and ever since she told me that, I've looked at it differently because trying and showing up for somebody is, you love them. That's you trying to be there, understand them, figure out what they need. Like, yeah, if you don't feel comfortable doing that, I could do it for you, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Not everyone likes the same thing. Yes, if she's sick and she can't drive, by all means, I can do it. Does it mean I want to go drive to Dallas for 4 hours? No, that's not my thing. I prefer
Yeah.
if she could, that'd be great. But if I had to, I have to. That's making that sacrifice. But and also I want to get to the fact that going back to what I said earlier with the Samp and what Ray said is that being a supporter to your girl is not a bad thing. You supporting them for anything they do, being their number one fan is supposed to be what a relationship looks like. If you're always hating on them and making them feel little or stupid or not worth your time, then don't be in a relationship. It's not worth it. It's not something you should be part of. It takes a lot of guys quite a bit of a while to learn that, especially if they've been some past traumas, like if they've been cheated on or emotionally abused or physically abused. You never know what people go through to have those responses to things. And if you don't feel like you're ready for that, then don't do it. Wait, try to figure out how to get better from that. And maybe, going through that relationship and having those bad times and figuring all that stuff out. That's when you learn it. Like I said, I've been through it. I'm only 24, but I don't know too much and I'm still learning on things. But like I seen other things like that and people that are not happy, they just leave or they kind of just get fed up with each other. You kind of just want to understand that that other person, you're their number one fan and they're yours, and that's the best way to look at it as. You gotta
mm,
take care of them, make sure they're good, and understand that you understand each other. And there's always a grown adult conversation about stuff. If you can't do that, you shouldn't do it. I look at love more of a statistic, and aspect before. So after I heard those words and people told me that people will try and show you they love you, that's when my whole mood changed about the whole, or my idea changed of it. So yeah, I just look at it. You put that effort in, that shows that the love is there.
That's
I,
great.
I I wanted to add one thing too is I also feel like love nowadays it's more or less leaning on the materialistic side of things. And that's the thing that sucks is because I feel like if you have this amount of money, if you look a certain way, that's kind of where it leans instead of like based on like how you are as a person. You know, there's
Mm.
always the big, going to meet, the other person or the spouse's parent. What would they think? Stuff like that. And I feel like nowadays it doesn't matter if so and so's like I don't know, $30 million rich. Hey, I think I'm just gonna go with him. Is it because of money? No. Reality, yes. Like, let's not kid ourselves. But I just feel like it kind of leads more or less on the materialistic things than it would the actual value of somebody.
And
You know what it is? Go ahead.
I also think too that we have to listen to um damn, I lost my whole train of thought. But I think we also have to listen to how, you just have to find the right person for you in the world. And that it takes some time. It's not always gonna be right. How many times did Tim Mosby strike out?
Mm.
A
Numerous times.
lot,
He got
a
left at the
lot.
altar. Some girl went to Germany. I mean, that's a good representation of how men are in the dating world. Things happen that don't mean to happen, and it sucks. I
Yeah.
mean, they're trying their best, and I think you just have to find that right person, the right moment, the right time. And when you find that person, you try to hold on the best you can because like what happened to Mother, she's gone, she's gone. It sucks, and you just have to look at it and just make sure that you know it's the right one, no matter what people think and they say. It's just I don't know. I talk like I'm 50 years old on this topic, but I'm not. I swear.
No, that's why I love having a podcast with you guys is because you guys are two old souls and I am one because I am one as well because my thoughts on dating nowadays is that it's very much become people are not looking for someone, they're looking for a life that they want, and that falls in line with the material aspect of what you're talking about is like they want the image of someone who they want the image of being with someone that's rich, someone who's very tall, someone who's, you know, looks this way, talks this way, has this job, because it's a life that they envision for themselves. And that's not love to me. That to me, it's like it's a lot of like a lot of what has been kind of messed up along the way is that we're sort of like you go on dating apps, and to me, what dating apps have become is sort of like a job application or like a way to sort of commodify yourself as like, here are all my assets, here are all the ways that I would benefit your life.
It's
Like,
like a job
please,
interview.
it's a
Yeah.
very much a job interview. And yeah, that's really you're and a lot of times people are lying. A lot of times people are presenting a version of themselves. But to me, what love is, um, and I promise we're gonna get. I'm hoping the next question is a little less Oprah, if this is a little bit touchy-feely for people. But what to me, what love is, it's trying to find the real person, getting to know them, and saying like, I could do this forever. You know, I could do this for the rest of our lives, and it doesn't have to be romance. It can be what we're doing right now. Is like I could, I could picture us doing this forever, just us chatting it up, talking wrestling, and you know,
Did you
This,
just like ask us out?
will he marry us? Is that the next step? Because
let's.
then,
Episode, we're
uh,
getting married.
I
but
haven't met you guys' parents yet, so let's slow it down a little bit. Let's slow it
look,
down.
I I guess
These sharpshooter segments are really just a way for me to get to know the real guy. Yeah,
look,
you know, yeah.
I want to get back to what you're saying though too, is because you all seen that scene from Friends where Monica's kind of like freaking out that she's over needy and all these things, and people get on
Mm,
her about everything. Chandler's like, I like your neediness. I like how overprotective you are, how crazy you are when you get, in the game mode where she always wants to win. He's like, I like that. I can control that. You know what I mean? It's something I
Yeah.
look forward to every day because I can be your yin and I can be your yang, whatever. You know what I mean? And that's
yeah.
something that I've always pictured, and I've always kept that quote really close to me when I, when I look for girls, I like to see like, hey, like I understand that you go through this. I can also help you and understand what you're going through. And that's something that I'm glad that I was able to pick up at a young age and not 27, 30 years later where I'm kind of thinking about all my past mistakes. I could have done this better. Something I picked up pretty early for myself. And I've had help along the way, of course, but that
Yeah.
scene always empathizes the way I feel about dating.
And the last thing I'll add is for people, because the dating world is crazy for all of us. The
Yep.
last thing I'll say is if you have a definitive, if you have a clear idea of what you want from a person, and it's like outside of love, if it's like this and that, be open to the idea that maybe maybe that like wouldn't it be great that this vision of what you want can get totally sidetracked because you just have this deep connection with someone. Like imagine that. Imagine something completely surprising you. Some of the best things in life are surprises. So just be open to the idea that maybe love is also a surprise for you as
Carp,
well.
Carpe diem, as someone once taught me. Seize the day. Don't squander it. Just have fun with the person you're hanging out with. And if it turns to more, it turns to more. If it don't force anything. Be respectful and
Oh,
let them
yep.
know.
Yeah. Just be open. Just be open. All right, y'all. Are we gonna stay in the Oprah lane or is someone gonna switch it up? Who wants to go next on this sharp? Ray, actually Ray mentioned he has a question
Okay.
ready. What do you got? What do you got
All
I
for
was,
right.
us?
I was like, I'd rather go last because mine's gonna it's gonna be funny. So I'd rather just be if
All
Ray's
right.
very
Gotcha.
All right. So,
How
you know.
no, never mind. I was gonna make him just go ahead, Ray. Just go
All
ahead.
right.
he's gonna lose it. You better get him. He's gonna lose his question.
June 25th. Today in music history, the world stopped turning. 2009, Michael Jackson unfortunately passed away. I have to ask y'all, what is y'all's favorite Michael Jackson song?
That's great. Oh man.
Purple Rain. Nice.
Bro said purple. Kick him off.
You guys know about the purple the not the Purple Rain, but the Michael Jackson Prince story,
Prince
right?
feud. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were gonna do they were gonna be on Michael Jackson's Bad, but then Prince said because the first line in that song is "Your butt is mine," and they were in the room together, and Prince was like, "I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that." So there goes the Prince and Michael Jackson collaboration, like that off of the sentence "Your butt is mine." We Prince Michael Jackson scrapped. But anyways, um, ooh, uh, I will say my favorite MJ song. There are two. There are two. So one is the more popular one, "Rock with You," is just
Ooh, yep.
disco bop. The music video is timeless. All this stuff. But my more like hipster pick is off of Thriller called "Lady in My Life."
Ooh, okay.
It's a very slow, heartfelt ballad. It's very beautifully done. And then there's a like 2 minutes where it's just a jam session where it's just a guitar running and Michael Jackson just harmonizing and flexing that beautiful voice. So "Lady in My Life," um, love that record. So those are probably my two. I can't give you one. So
That's fair.
I'll
I'll
try to
take two.
narrow it down to two. Yeah.
I'll
What you
take
got,
two.
Mr. CC champ?
Oh,
Man, it's hard because I like a lot most of his songs. I used to play Michael Jackson Experience too, so I want to put that out there. So a lot of his songs come from that game itself because
oh
the dance
yeah.
moves.
Mm,
That's how old school I am on the PS Vita or the PS. What was it? The little sticks. The little.
Bro, I remember those. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. Like he has a lot of great songs. I guess the one I like has always been Billie Jean. It's a song that I can always go back to just because it's just a classic. I love hearing it. I love the video. I love everything about it. I really like "They Don't Care About Us." That's another good song.
yeah.
Oh, that's definitely a good song. Fits what happens right now.
Yeah. So, like I said, both are great songs. I can jam to both of them. I haven't really listened to a lot of Michael Jackson a lot. Um, I remember when he passed, it was crazy seeing that on TV. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what? That's wild. What? I didn't know the magnitude of Michael Jackson at 9 years old, of course. You know what I mean? I thought John Cena was the biggest celebrity in the world to me. So Michael Jackson was just like below John Cena. at the
That's a
time.
great
Yeah.
that's a great comp. John Cena is or Michael Jackson is the John Cena of music. It's a great
Yeah,
way.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah,
Yeah.
because you go to that era, so I'm like, yeah, cool. But John Cena to me was always that top guy at that like course of nine. So hearing that was like, whoa, and the fan support. It took me time to realize how good Michael Jackson was as I got older. So I guess Billie Jean was that first song I heard. I was like, damn, it's a good song.
Yeah.
Uh,
And they
yeah,
don't really care about us. That's an aspect of Jackson that surprises me, but also makes me just respect the kind of artist he is. The fact that he uses his platform to make songs that are so real and true and touch on
Yep.
very like real nasty shit in the world, like not just love songs and this and that breakup songs, all this stuff.
I,
Like,
like I'm
he
trying to be
gets at it.
respectful. I'm trying to be respectful too, but I'm a bigger Prince fan. I love Prince.
Who
I
is
I
great. Yeah.
I deep dive into a lot of Prince songs. Ray, your mic's muted. I don't know if you know that.
No, yeah, yeah. I put
I've
it on
seen the
mute real
picture of
quick.
you rocking that Purple Rain shirt, looking sexy as hell.
Yeah, so like it's one of my all-time favorites. I love him. So like I don't want to, but like I said, I know more about Prince than Michael Jackson. So that's you
On
know.
Prince's death anniversary, we'll definitely bring that question back up. But yeah, how about you, Ray? Do you have what's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
All right, I had to play it right before to double check.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a soda.
All right. Uh, the first one, obviously, Chesco, Rock With You. I love the music video, I guess the vibe of it, just,
Ray, I rock with you.
oh,
Don't tell
hey,
Champ that. Don't tell
hey,
Champ.
nobody has to know. I know you rock with me.
I can still hear y'all.
Nah, Chesco rocks with me. But I think the second one would be Baby Be Mine, kind of like a disco type song.
Ooh, baby be mine.
Yeah, super. I feel
Dun,
like
dun, dun, dun.
super underrated in terms of his hits. Because I mean, Michael Jackson, you can name like 30 songs that you're like, yep, that was good. That was good. Funny enough, I remember when I was younger, I used to, dance like Michael, and I used to dress up as him, like for friends and families and all that. So when he
I
died,
love Little Michael.
he said he
What
Have you
was
guys
loves
seen
that?
a lot? Have you seen the Longest Yard with Adam Sandler? I love Little Michael.
Oh yeah. So yeah, like when he died, obviously I was like maybe, and I'm probably aging myself here, like 6. And so it was tough. It was tough. But I feel like now listening to like more of his other albums, one that I kind of found really, really underrated is Invincible. His album
Yeah.
super like
You rock my
just
world,
yep,
butterflies.
like more
Great.
deeper songs and like a different vibe where you're like, oh shoot, like Michael
But
Jackson.
I also want to say this too, but I think that's why you guys are so in love with The Weeknd as well. Because I feel like The Weeknd has that able to like have that taste of MJ and bring it to his own. Like I'm not trying to like tell it was one of the greatest, but you can tell where your music like, that music taste comes from the way y'all talk about Michael Jackson. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
How
not
I've
just not like mainstream songs. Y'all know Michael Jackson. Does that make sense?
how I've said it, that does definitely make sense. How I've said it is like because Prince and Michael Jackson, they're both goats in their respective crafts, but they went such different ways. How I say it is like The Weeknd has Michael Jackson's pop elements, but
Hmm.
still has that experimentalism that Prince has. Like he definitely um is out there. He's not just like yes, he'll have the pop songs, but he'll also have the very weird 6 minute, more
Blinding
experiment.
Lights featuring Rosalia remix.
I'd rather shoot myself than listen to that song again. Um, so yeah, no, Baby Be Mine is great. There's a club around here in LA called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. It's like it's more of it's cool because like you look outside and it's like people just kind of standing in line,
Oh, I
and
thought you were gonna
then
say Kiss Kiss and Banging.
Right.
well,
What?
the people would
What?
be arrested. They would be arrested if they did that,
Look,
Ray.
Rated R
look,
Ray.
look, you said the club. I was just fitting in with Fit the Club.
So they're lined up outside a building and it's like an ATM and then they check your IDs and they're like, "Oh, okay, all right." And then they open up the ATM door and you go in and it's like a disco like Saturday Night Fever type type vibe. And
Ooh.
yeah, they did play Baby Be Mine at one point, and I was like, this. When I get drunk, I'm a, my life is a movie drunk. So it's very much like, shit, this is
This is a
great.
vibe.
Like, yeah, this is the life. So this is the dream, as Barney Stinson would say. Um, so yeah, no, great song, great song. Um, Mr. CC, we're gonna close the show with the champ. What do you got for our question, my man?
Okay, since it's Pride Month, I think y'all know where I'm going with this.
You might want to be careful now what you say.
Relax yourself.
Don't
I'm
vacate
not.
that belt, champ.
I'm not being all rated R like crazy.
Don't get canceled in our first
I
episode on our new YouTube
look,
channel.
I'm
look.
so
All I'm
stressed out
saying,
right now. I have no idea what's about to happen. But I trust the champ. I trust
relax,
champ.
relax, relax. What I'm saying here is, since it's Pride Month, we've been talking about our women crushes, who we like, what animated crushes we have a crush on, stuff like that. I want to flip it a little bit. Who are our top three male celebrity crushes that we think are the most attractive men that we leave our, big imaginary girlfriends and wives for? If they ever came to us and be like, you get one hall pass and it has to be these three guy celebrities, who would it
Yes.
be?
This is a great question, Mr. CC. I'm so glad you asked. This is great.
And happy Pride Month to everybody out there that, that celebrate
Yes.
it.
Ha- I'll give you, okay, these are my top three man crushes right now. It's definitely shifted over the years. Number one, I'm so high on the Pedro Pascal train.
Okay.
Love that guy. Love the roles he's in. Love just the vibe he gives off. Love.
So you put me as Pedro Pascal for a reason then, huh? Yeah, I knew you come back to your tribal chief at some point. I knew there was a
Hold up.
read between the lines.
There's two more spots. There's two more spots.
So Pedro Pascal, love that. Just
I'm not jealous.
I will say I was on the train for Narcos. I was a Javier
Ooh.
Pena
Oh
guy,
yeah.
and he was great in that. So Pedro Pascal, big on that. I also really I have a good old crush on Tom Hiddleston, that voice, and he was on the movie Life of Chuck, and he's a beautiful dancer. My God, he can dance his ass off. Um, and then number three, oh my God, I'm like blanking on who I had as my number. Oh, my number three, I'm gonna give high school me a bit of a look and a nod of approval. I had a random crush on uh Mr. Stephen Amell. I think that's
Hmm.
part of why I dug Arrow a lot. I was like, this dude is he's funny. He's got a nice set of abs on him.
I
I
thought you were gonna
like
say
it.
something else, yeah.
I know where you're going. I didn't want to disappoint you.
He meant
And
ass.
and look, America's Ass is great. Great guy. I love his voice, but also but
Uh,
also but yeah. Yeah. All right.
No.
Mr. Champ.
so this is
Sorry,
what
not Mr. Champ.
not well do I
The not champ.
not so this is where I might get canceled.
I
I hold up.
You see, he's always
Hold up. So I've never had like a man crush like that. But
I'll take your three. Michael B.
well.
Jordan, Daniel Kaluuya, and
Look,
and
it's nothing like that. It's just more like, what men you think are a very
no,
attractive guy.
yeah.
yeah. But also I'll take your three slots if you can't think of any.
I do think the default answer for me, which I mean, it's been plastered everywhere online. Gosling. Gosling's one of those. Like, okay, like seems like a really chill guy, and then like what I've seen him in, I'm just like, huh, okay, pretty
Yeah.
pretty cool guy. But that honestly just Gosling. I mean, Chesco, you took my three, so
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I got two. So you said one. I'll take other two. Michael B. Jordan, Daniel Kaluuya, um, Idris Elba. Uh, who else? Henry
He's still-
Golding, Dante Bosco, Mario Lopez. Even though I found out he has very weird political beliefs. I can
Yeah.
keep going, but Mr. Champ, Mr. CC, since you posed a question, I would love to hear your three man crushes. Paul Rudd,
Um,
Chris Hemsworth.
Are you? Is that it for you, or do you got more going? He's like,
I mean,
He's like,
yeah,
let me finish out the show. Name.
yeah. We gotta finish this show out eventually. So I'll
num-
defer to my champ.
number one spot is gonna be Jensen Ackles.
Yeah,
Man with full beard. That's a good looking man right there. I was like, you know what? Yeah, if I was gay, yep, that man right there. That man right there, especially with the full beard and Soldier Boy. Yep, I'm in. I'm all in. Now, second one's gonna be Henry Cavill. Have y'all ever seen that meme where it's like Mystique can transform into all these ladies, and there's like a picture of Henry Cavill at the end. You know what I
It's like
mean?
perfection.
Yeah, and then it's like another one where it's like Sydney Sweeney from Euphoria, when your girlfriend says you're straight and you're with her in front of Henry Cavill. No, she's not. She's lying, right? That's the way I always look at it. I always comment, "That's me right there, man. That's me." Henry Cavill is just a specimen of a man. I'm like, dude, I, yep, yep. That's a guy right there. Especially in
look at
Witcher
that.
too. When he's like, "Fuck," I'm like, cool, yep, it's a fucking man right there.
Fucking built. Yeah,
I
Jesus.
was like, Jesus Christ, Christ. And I guess the last one, I really don't think much of it, but uh, y'all seen Sons of Anarchy? No,
Oh, Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam. Yep,
Yep.
yep. I was like, yep,
Yeah,
goatee, everything. Yeah, I see why girls like him. Yep, I'm like,
love
yep.
that. I'll also add in Zac Efron.
Oh yeah, him
Oh,
too. That's a good looking
oh yeah.
man.
That's a great looking man. Dev Patel, Simu Liu, depending on the angle. Um,
Uh, our
who else?
friend Matt.
Steven Yeun.
I mean, Chesco.
Oh. Oh.
Wait, what?
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 That? I don't know what you guys are talking
I'm
That
about.
just
was
gonna
Let's end
keep
the
going here.
We're
Dev
just gonna end the
Patel,
episode right now.
that was kind of odd.
Lewis Tan, Manny Jacinto. What's his name? Jason from The Good Place. If you guys watch that. Anyways, this could be a whole segment of me just listing Riz Ahmed.
Caitlyn Jenner. What?
Yeah. Keanu Reeves. I thought you said Keanu Reeves, and I was like, yeah. Oh, Randall Park. I got a lot of crushes, as you can see here.
I
Very,
think
very
this is the
confused
one I
about my
get canceled.
sexuality. Who?
At me. I only had like one.
Oh,
They're gonna
it's
be like,
okay. You don't.
get this guy out of here.
It's okay. So, hey, sexuality is a spectrum. You don't need to necessarily
Look,
like.
when it's Hispanic Heritage Month, I got the Latinas. I tell you.
I have a feeling I know who's going to be right at the top of the list.
Ha, ha.
But
Oh yeah.
I have a couple ideas who could be at the top of the list. But
Sydney
anyways,
Sweeney.
all right. On that note, that's going to be the end of this episode of Kayfabe and Chill. We have had a lot of fun. I think.
Maybe.
I don't
I mean, my
know.
internet kept cutting in and out. I wouldn't call
I
it
think
fun.
we had a lot of fun. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
But
I gotta go pee.
we got a bunch of special episodes coming up. Super excited. We are on the road to SummerSlam, on the road of Ephraim putting his title on the line against me, against Ray Carter, against
You? When did you enter?
Dog. I'm in the podcast.
And
Of course, I'm in
weren't you going to
contention.
be the referee? Didn't you have a dress or something checked out for you?
That
You know,
was
that's
that was a
fine.
joke. That's what we call in the industry a joke, Ray.
No, no, no,
I'm not
no,
refing. I'm in
no,
it to win it,
Are
bro.
no,
you
no.
are you scared
I ain't
of my
scared,
wise man?
but I just find it very convenient that your wise man is in a competition against me.
Ray said I had a 33.3%. I had a 50% chance, but then Chesko came in, now I have a 33.3% chance. But then if this fake fictional friend that I have that's gonna come in and help us, oh my God, he's gonna come in and hit us with a chair, put us over the rope, and oh my God, we're gonna totally run through Ephraim and Chesko. Oh my God, it's gonna be back to 50%. But then obviously he's gonna give the belt to me. Like all this stuff, man. I feel I'm sick of it, Ray. Look,
Help is on the
I
way.
would I would put my lips on yours. However, I've just been I'm sick of this
Wait a
bluff.
minute. Wait a minute. You've been saying this for a very long time. You keep coming back to this kissing Ray thing. I'm getting kind of annoyed of it. Wise man, you're my property. Do you understand
Nah,
that?
nah, 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 nah.
Shut
Look
up.
at me.
Shut
Look
up.
at
Shut up.
me.
I don't want to
Look
hear it.
at me. Look at me, Chesco. Look at me. Don't pay attention to him. He's a nobody. You gonna let him treat you like that? We were just talking about love. Look how he treating you.
That's what love is. And that's why
Look, let's.
I put them in this championship match so he can help us retain the belt. Do you see how that works, Mr. Ray Carter? You
Oh,
understand
I
how,
see. I see it big time. Yeah.
but you're too blinded by whatever you're thinking of to actually think of the bigger picture. Again, I'm putting your name out there to be a bigger star. But you keep slapping me in the face because you think that you are worthy to hold the title. Like when you dropped off the air, I wasn't gonna say what I was gonna say to you because I was trying to be professional.
All right.
But when you hold this belt, it loses its prestige. I hope you know that. It's like reading Shakespeare to a dog. Do you understand that?
Oh
And
yeah.
you're the dog,
Oh, I'm the dog.
and
Oh, okay.
not the dog. And you're no big dog. You're a little chihuahua that keeps running his mouth from my title. Isn't that right, Reisman?
That's
Chesco,
right. That's right.
you wear
That's right, champ.
shoes.
That's right, champ.
Wow.
Like I think
After
now is a good
everything.
time.
But
I think now is a
remember-
good. Now's a good time to end this episode.
Okay. All
Now's a
right.
good time. Now's a good time to end this episode, y'all.
I got
Hope y'all
receipts for
come
both
back.
y'all.
Please come back next week. Another great episode of Kayfabe Chill coming up, and we'll see. Well, this friend that Ray has, we'll see. But
Help
again,
is on the way, buddy.
appreciate y'all. Sorry, I'm choking up. See, this champ challenging me is kind of undoing me right now. But y'all have a good one. Take care. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.